Good day, everyone. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. As you can see, this is a little bit of an iBots update. We have some details to share with you and a nice surprise, which you might have noticed in the title and stuff. But we are going to be presenting a Visa card option for people. So I'll go into a few more details with that in a second. Just wanted to quickly go over the Discord. As you guys know, I really do like this Discord. I did not design this one. I know I've done some before, but these guys actually took care of this while I was jumping on the team kind of thing to help them grow and start. And so that we've got lots of data on here, lots of transparency. As you can see, our trades are on here, and we even go into our weekly trades, which 2.416 was not a bad week at all last week. And this one's not looking too shabby either. We're looking at almost the 2%, around the 2% now again, which is pretty sweet. And then obviously we had our big one the week before where it was 7.62, which was also amazing. So we've hit well over the 10% mark for the month. That's February now. Kind of thing, so which is fantastic. We want to stick between that 5 to 15% is kind of our goal that we're hoping to do, and time will tell how we can kind of manage that. But as you can see, the way the back end team and the founders and stuff have handled everything, you can see a lot of care, a lot of caution in a positive way, making sure that principles protected and we still have growth opportunities which are reasonable but not absurd. So for that, also, like I said, you can actually even go see, and I do recommend going into our forex bots profit and summaries. Those goes into the details of the actual trades, but then the iBots portfolio is always a big one to look into, and you can always pull this guy up. I'll just pull this over to the screen. Always good to have a peek at these and see the movement that we have going, but a nice trajectory so far of gains, and just a really good way of managing it. And they're keeping pretty steady and kind of just moving in a really positive direction with some pretty reasonable rates. So what did we come here for? Let's have a peek. So we'll go back to maybe we'll pull up the website and then I'll go through the Visa card. All right, thought I'd come back to the website just so you guys can see that while I'm talking about the Visa card. So that just shows our month filled up quite nicely after we had a little bit of wins there. And then after that big one, it kind of started filling in really, really good. So hopefully we'll see that continue. The other really great thing I wanted to mention before I get onto the credit card is, and I don't know if I really rang this home on my last video, is we're being really cautious on stopping the bots during volatile times. So when there's big news announcements and stuff like that, oftentimes we're turning them off during the news announcements because they can really wreak havoc on them, good or bad, if you make the right or wrong decision. And then after that, when it starts going back to normal, we turn them back on. It's really helped us save because we've seen some pretty decent downturns for forex traders and bots. And by doing what we've done here and being as cautious as we are here, it's really saved a lot of opportunity for losses. So they're going to keep up doing that, of course. So the big news today, as I said, is we are actually going to release a Visa card. And basically, you'll be able to use Apple Pay and Google Pay to do this, which is pretty awesome. It gives you a really neat off-ramp. Obviously, there will be fees, but there's fees with pretty much any off-ramp you use. But this one obviously saves you some convenience because it just kind of goes into a separate spot, and then you go right to a store and bang, away you go. This will not be a physical card right now. You will be able to move value from your MyBots value or your MyBots earnings, which actually, bear with me a second, I could probably go and show you that. So obviously we don't know exactly how it's going to work. Obviously something inside here is how it will work, but basically from your MyBots value, which is how much you put in there, that I will be increasing. I've been kind of just a little bit spread thin for the last little bit, so I haven't been putting in what I've wanted to be adding to this one, but I will be doing that, and I will show you guys on videos or announce it on my Discord, which is coming very, very soon, or my Telegram. I usually announce any plays I make there to make sure everybody's aware of what I'm doing and the mistakes I'm making too. So anywhere, any from the My Earnings or the MyBots value will be able to be brought in there. So that's basically that. So just make sure we go through the rest of the details on that. I'm just pulling the calendar back up, but let's zoom that up. Investor will be able to move values from there. At the moment, there'll be we don't have a card physically, but obviously something to do with the iBots logo will be put on there to use it. No KYC will be needed for this one for now. Basically, you'll need to insert some information. It really doesn't matter what you put in for the information. The only important thing you'll need is your phone number, because that will be needed to attach it to your Apple Pay or Google Pay. And so, as I mentioned and kind of hinted on, there is a desire potentially down the road to do a physical card. For now, that won't be happening. And depending on how this kind of pilot goes, I guess, if you will, then potentially down the road, an actual physical card so you can make purchases a little more conveniently wherever you want. And basically 1 to 3 weeks is the timeline that we're looking at for this to get it implemented, and it's going to be Visa specifically, not MasterCard or any of those guys. At the beginning, you'll be able to load an amount between $50 and $500 at a time, and then down the road, we'll look to increasing those limits to maximum 5,000 kind of thing. I think that's kind of, there's probably limits there for fraud and that kind of stuff that they can only limit things to, so just keep that in mind with that. But again, just a really neat way to offload your money with hopefully less fees than you normally have to deal with going to a centralized exchange and then dumping it. Also, the risks of going to a centralized exchange sometimes. Obviously, if it's a quick pit stop, it's not as big a deal, but it's still something to be concerned about or be aware of. I think that's pretty much about it for today. I hope you enjoyed this news. If you haven't already, there's a link to the Discord and the website down below. There is kind of an affiliate link. We don't pay. It's not like it's cash paid out. It's basically you get a little trading account. So if you guys use my link, I get a small trading account and I earn the profits on those trading accounts. If you've ever heard of this from any of my colleagues out there that have done YouTube videos, go use theirs. Like I said, I'm kind of on the team, so I don't really care about that part of it. So other than that, thank you so very, very much. Don't forget the usual like and subscribe. And if you do get a chance right now, I'll obviously put an announcement in my Telegram when the Discord is opened. So if you have a moment now, head into the Telegram and I'll announce that when it's available. Yeah, thanks so much, guys. Have yourselves a wonderful rest of your day.